Welcome to Wisdom Woman podcast. I believe that is in constant change and grow, not in perfection, that we find happiness. In this podcast, I'm going to be talking with top performance professionals about tools, techniques, new ideas on how to develop your communication skills, use your creative thinking, be a team player, manage your tasks like a pro, be motivated, become an expert on relationships, and a problem solver. Everything you need to be 5 stars in all areas of your life. My intention is to help you develop your skills and find balance between your professional and personal life. My name is Bettina Meyer-Flug, and I hope I can be your trusted advisor. Hello, welcome to our podcast, Wisdom Woman. We are here today with Paulo Semeghini. My name is Bettina Flug. I'm an executive coach who helps people find work-life balance. We're here today to talk about career change at 40s. We have a special guest, Paulo Semeghini, who recently participated to my 6-week challenge program called Happiness Journey because he was facing exactly the same issue of being in a career change around 40s. So, what's the best way to learn with a person that's been there? So, Paul and I, we met 10 years ago when our kids used to go to school together in Brazil. And amazingly, we moved to the United States almost in the same period. Paul is living right now in New Jersey, and I'm living in Colorado. But we kept our friendship and we have been supporting each other as the best way we can. And Paulo, I really thank you for being side by side with me in my journey here as a coach. And welcome to our podcast.
Wow, well, thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you for inviting me. I'm really happy to be here.
So, can you introduce yourself and talk a little bit about your family and what brought you here to the United States?
Yeah. We first came here for 4.5 years ago. My wife working here. She was transferred from Brazil to here. And we first came here 4.5 years ago. And my wife is working here. She was transferred from Brazil to work here. And I first came here, and at the beginning everything was okay. I was feeling happy to be here, and everything is new. We rent a house, and then after that we bought a house, and everything was good. But suddenly I feel a little bit lost because I need to work. And I was not working here. And in that moment I realized that you need to start doing something, and that's the real challenge.
To find a new career and see what you can do because the culture change and everything is so different here that maybe what you used to do in Brazil, it's not possible to do it here, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. Sometimes the culture is really different. It's really a challenge for us because the culture is not the same. We are Brazilian. We like to hug. We like to be together and gathering and everything. But here, people doesn't like much hugs, and doesn't like to be close, and doesn't like that much to talk to different people. It's really difficult to find a person to start talking without being uh,
Introduce, yeah.
introduced by someone. It's really difficult. So that's the first challenge, and start knowing people. I decided to change my life and try something new, and I learned a lot about everything here. What kind of job I can have, that I can have time, because for me it's very important to have time to spend with my family. And I found this kind super thing for me. That's the home inspection. I love to do this. I love houses. I love how to build houses, and it's a door to flip houses. And for me, it's a good thing. And I'm very happy right now doing this. And that's it. It's a challenge, but we are trying to do this.
Yeah, there are several signs that you are feeling when you need a career change. And one of them, and you hate Mondays. When it's Sunday, you think, oh no, tomorrow is Monday. I need to do something different. Or another sign might be you're not feeling that you're making a difference. Maybe you're being bored. Your next step isn't inspiring. Maybe if you're already working for a company, but you don't think that a promotion will motivate you over there, you're feeling stagnant in your role. So, do you think you were feeling any of those feelings when you decided to change your career, Paulo?
Well, you know that in Brazil, I used to love Mondays because being working by myself, it's so good because Monday is a new opportunity. Every Monday is a new opportunity, and being here without working, oh man, like I said, was a challenge. Was really difficult, and no, I right now I'm very happy and I'm feeling that Mondays are good again, and I wait for Mondays since Friday, and it's a good thing because I'm doing something that I like, and I found that, and it's interesting to know to work with something that you like, because if you're happy working, it's not working, it's pleasure.
Yeah, I agree with you. But you did something very special. It's not easy to immigrate to a new country and adapting the kids to school, learning about the new culture, and learning about all the small details. First of all, how to buy a house, how to buy a car. It's even harder to have a phone if you don't have credit history.
Yeah, first of
Learn
first of all is the language barrier. No, it's difficult speaking another language. It's totally different. I speak Spanish, I speak a little bit of French, but English too. Sometimes my mind go crazy with that, another language.
Yeah, and you mentioned something important. It's not just the language, it's the culture. So sometimes if you come from another country and you're used to do several things to acquire clients, for example, the same things doesn't work here in the United
Yeah,
States. So learning about the culture, how was this experience about learning about the American culture?
yeah, that's a good point because it's totally different here, and uh, it's another culture, like you said. But it's it's not easy because when you arrive here, you think everything will be good, everything will be like Disneyland, and or maybe like you see in a movie, but it's not like that. It's not like that. It's different, and people here need. I'm a very huggy man. I like to hug. People here doesn't like to people need space here, and they appreciate that space, and for me respected this at the beginning was difficult, but right now I'm good with that. But it's the culture is totally different, and the techniques that I used to use to to apply in Brazil here doesn't work very well. It's not the same, but uh, like I said, I'm learning every day with different people. I'm thanking you. The challenge was fantastic. The 6 weeks was pretty good to me. I learned a lot with you, and yeah, I'm waiting for the next moment.
That's so cool. Yes, just let me explain what Paulo's mentioned. I have a program called Happiness Journey. It's a 6 week challenge where you receive a bunch of coaching tools to coach yourself. And Paulo have been in this program for the past 2 months, and he was able to apply all those tools to create this new business in the inspection area that he's launching soon. So, Paulo, tell us, how did you decided to change your career? Because you could work with the same things you used to work in Brazil. Why did you decide to do something different?
Now, first of all, is the culture barrier. It's totally different here. So, well, I have a degree in physical education and everything, but working with that here it's different. I don't feel pleasure with working with physical education here because it's so different the culture. But finding this kind of thing, finding something that I love, that is working with houses, it makes it easier. And I would like to thank because I have a good tutor in here. I learned a lot with a good guy. He he teach me everything, and I'm right now I'm ready to go and ready to start my own company.
That's so cool. And something special that we did together, we did a triads personality test, and we were able to identify that Paulo has a personality where he really likes to get things organized and get things done. So he chose the right career. He is going to work amazingly in the inspection company. But for sure, having a big change like that can cause fear. Paulo, tell us, how did you manage your fears in doing this big
Yeah,
in your life?
yeah, you need to face it. That's the thing. I face my fears because sometimes not easy. Like we are talking before, waking up in a Monday morning without having a job or something, it's difficult. It's really difficult, but you need to face it, and you need to go and do something about that. That's the important thing.
Take action, understand
Exactly.
the fear and what is bringing the fear into your life, but even having the fear, managing it well and taking action. Yeah, you're doing an amazing job with that. And what we work in this happiness journey program was also a class talking about different generations.
Hmm.
And we are around our 40s, and we are a different generation than the new ones. And for the new generation, it's very common to change jobs. For us, we used to hear from our parents that we should stay in the same company for 20 years and retire, at least stay in the same career path. So that's why it's really a break of paradigm, changing careers at 40s. But if you understand that the word has changed, we have new generation, it's common to change, you will be inspired to do the big leap.
Hmm.
Have you inspired you to do this big leap, Paulo?
I can tell you always my family, because looking to my family, looking my son going to school, my daughter going to school, my wife working a lot, I need to do something. I need to take an action. And sometimes it's easy to procrastinate, and it's very difficult thing not to procrastinate. No, and was really a challenge to find something, and that's the point. Always the same point. When you find something, oh, makes everything much easier.
And you mentioned something cool is procrastination. We had a class together in Happiness Journey talking about procrastination and getting organized. How do you think this class helped you get organized?
Yeah, I really love that class because it was really good for me. And I am kind of organized, but sometimes you are a little far from new things and new apps and new technology and everything. And you help me a lot with that. And right now I'm trying to use new things and learning about this, and I'm applying actually the things that I learned with you.
That's so cool. And what about the research to go into a new field? How did you prepare yourself to research to be sure that the inspection area was a good fit for you?
Well, when I first buy my house, I did the inspection here, and I saw that, and then okay, I like that. I know how to do that a little bit, and I like that. The constructive method here is totally different from Brazil, but we need to learn about that, and that's the trigger. I see the guy doing the inspection in my house. For me, it was very good.
Yes, and you're a very hands-on guy. Probably you're the one fixing everything around. You said, maybe I can use my talents to do something and make money here in the US, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly, exactly.
So whenever you enter in a new field, something very important is to get experience, not only to put on your resume, but also to feel confident about yourself, to be able to put out yourself out and say, hey, I'll have experience in this area. And tell me, how do you manage to get experience in this field?
Well, I need to do a course, and it's a really tough course because you need to learn everything about the house. There's the electrical systems, the structure of the house, the ceilings, walls, everything. So it's really difficult. And so the course was tough, was really hard, but it took me maybe 10 weeks doing this course. And after that, I did the national exam to be a home inspector, and I passed. And right now, I'm doing this.
Yeah, but not only the test and the course was important to you, you managed to talk with people that are already on this field. You have several friends, you develop some friendships. Tell me, how was this experience of going and asking people, can I join you? Can I learn with you? How did
Yeah,
you manage to find those people and ask to work with them?
yeah. It's part of the course to do inspections with someone, a mentor. And so I need to do maybe 40 hours of inspections with some other people, different people sometimes, because it's good to learn with different people. And I found one guy that was interested in teaching me. That was a good thing for me. And I'm doing inspections with him till this day. Tomorrow I have two inspections. Yesterday I had two inspections. uh,
Wow,
yes,
you're
a Sunday, a Sunday. It's really good.
Yeah, and sometimes when you do a career change, maybe you have some pay cuts. For example, you will reduce your income as a family. So it's very important to have a good communication in your family whenever you're trying to do a career change like that. So we had a class talking about agreements versus expectations. That was very important. And I'd like you to share with us, how does agreements help you manage this phase of transition with your family? If you involve your family, if you talk with them, can you tell us a little bit about
Yeah,
it?
because suddenly your life changes. You need to start learning. You need to start going to school. You need learning online, doing things. You need to do agreements with family, with everything, because your life is changing, and you need to go for it. So you need to do some. Sometimes it's difficult because kids are at school. We need to be with them, to help them with school things. But sometimes I cannot be there. They need to go alone, and that's the thing. You need to do agreements, and with my wife too, because she's working a lot, and everything changes. And right now, like I said, I'm working sometimes weekends, sometimes during the week. It's We need to adjust our lives, making agreements. That's a good thing.
Yeah, agreements and also having an open communication is so
Exactly.
important. Investing in the couple's relationship, you're good on that, that I know. And so several classes from the happiness journey were very helpful, as I can see, for your career change. But can you tell us, what did you enjoy more on the happiness journey program?
This part of organization and schedule and the apps and everything was really important to me. Really important to me because I am a kind of organized person, but not that much, like I said. So the things that can help me to be more organized, wow, man, it's a good thing. We can improve a lot having these kind of things, and you teach me something very important, the blocking times and everything. I love that stuff, and I'm using that.
That's so cool. Yeah, and I think also being around with people that are facing the same challenges, that are changing something in their lives, and everybody motivating each other, having a group that is moving to the same direction also brings a lot of energy, don't you think?
Yeah. Oh, by the way, the group we have the last 6 weeks, really good persons, and I love the people, and the interaction was really good and fantastic. And that's a good thing to have some kind of relationship with people in different areas in different parts of the country. That's a good thing too.
Yeah, we had participants from New York, California, Florida, even Brazil was really fun
Yeah,
having
yeah.
this of people. I think we learn from each other all the time. I learn from my coaches, and probably this is one of my best works. And I can tell you, I did this change 4 years ago. So a career
Mhm.
change at 40 is very common, and I don't pretend to retire. I my retirement will be at my funeral for sure. I want to be a coach until the end of my life. I can tell you
Yeah,
what I'm doing.
because you like it. That's a good thing. We can see
Yeah,
in your eyes.
I love sharing and enlightening people's lives. Everybody has their own light. I think we just need to be confident enough that we have this light and we can shine other people's life if we do our best, like if we do what we're meant to be. But it's sometimes hard to find out what we're meant to be, and it can be different things in different phases of lives.
Yeah.
So, what is your plan to get confident in your new path, Paulo? Do you have a plan now? Can you tell us about your plan?
Yeah, I have a plan. I'm working in my plan because uh, it's like I said, it's a challenge because everything is new. But I'm getting confident working with that, and having the mentor helps a lot. Having you helping me helps a lot, and I need to learn it. Every day I learn something new and something different, and that's the way I keep in going and keeping, I don't know, being more confident.
That's so nice. So if you're moving from Brazil to United States, maybe New Jersey, where Paulo is, and you don't feel confident enough of buying a house, you want to have a Brazilian inspector, he's the guy. So how can people get in touch with you, Paulo, if they want to have you as their inspector? Because sometimes, like you said, the barrier change of the language is so huge. It's nice to have someone who can explain you the problems that you have in the house in your own language. This for sure
Exactly.
be something very helpful. When I bought my first house here in the United States, I want to know if I was buying something good, but I couldn't read that inspection report. It was so complicated in English. Do you have the ability of translating and explaining to any Brazilians about the inspection, and how can people get in touch with you?
Yeah, it's easy for me because I'm Brazilian, but and I also speak Spanish very well, so I can do the same thing in Spanish or in Portuguese the same way. And it's a huge differential because here we don't have much people speaking Portuguese and doing this kind of job. And I feel the same because I felt the same because when I buy my house, I didn't know that I will need an inspector. And that's it. I need a inspector, and I learned a lot with him. But of course, I can help someone. If some people want some help with me, and be in touch with me in my social media. Not a problem.
So just look for Paulo Semeghini on Facebook and Instagram, LinkedIn. He's very active. And we will transform this little life here that we're having in a podcast. So you can go to Wisdom Woman Podcast, and you will see on the description of the podcast later on all the details on how to get in touch with Paulo. And let me explain very quickly about the 6 week happiness journey challenge. This is a program that I created to help people all around the world who can speak English, but I also give the support in Portuguese and Spanish if you need. We go through 30 different classes from Monday to Friday, one class at a day. It's only 15 minutes. You watch a video and then you do the exercises. We have 20-minute coaching session every week to answer any questions if you have, and we will cover a different variety of topics. First of all, we're going to start with the personality test, where you're going to learn about yourself, what are your skills, what are the skills that you still need to develop. We're going to learn about expectation versus agreements, the 7 year cycles of life, where you understand what cycle you are right now, what changes are awaiting for you. We will help you create a morning routine, an evening routine, and also learn how to create your own dream board. So everything that you want to accomplish, we're going to create your goals of the year. We're going to teach you how to set the goals, SMART goals, and make it happen this year. A lot of organization tools, like Paulo mentioned, and also relationship tips. So, how to get better with your couple relationship, your limit beliefs, losses and gains, a lot of strategies you're going to learn to have a plan for 2022. If you want to learn more about this program, go to my website, wity, W-I-T-Y.tech, and there is a banner in the main page taking you to the Happiness Journey program. If you want, just get in touch, is wecare@wity.tech. You can send me an email. Paulo, thank you for sharing your experience. It's always nice to have a friend like you supporting me, and supporting each other is the key for success. I think if we can help each other grow here as foreigners, it's not easy to brave this big challenge of being here in United States. Thank you, Paulo. I really appreciate.
Thank you, Bettina. Thank you very much.
Thank you for listening to Wisdom Woman podcast. To hear past and future episodes, please subscribe to the show on your favorite podcast channel. We appreciate your reviews. To give us suggestions for future show topics, please write to us at podcast@wity.tech. If you're interested in having me as your trusted advisor, schedule a strategic coaching session on my website, www.wity.tech.